Only on 33, the highly contagious Delta variant is now responsible for almost all new COVID-19 cases in the U.S., and cases are rising rapidly. The CDC is now recommending that vaccinated people start wearing a mask in public again where the virus is surging. That's brought up even more questions. We're joined tonight by local infectious disease specialist Dr. Virginia Banks to help us shed some light on the state of the pandemic. Dr. Banks, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So how is this surging variant different from the initial strain that triggered the pandemic? And do you expect there to be more variants after Delta? And do you think they'll continue to increase in severity?
Well, you know, this variant, the Delta variant, as we are hearing more about it, is much more transmissible than the Alpha variant that we were dealing with early on. For example, you know, the Alpha variant, if you were in a room, you could infect maybe 2-3 people. Now it's up to 9. And what came out about a week ago was that it was just as transmissible as chickenpox, which is about the second most transmissible infectious disease. So, and you can see the numbers, the representation of this variant in the United States. We've gone from about 40-some% dominance in the beginning of June to about 83% in the middle of July. And here we are today. The last numbers that I heard this morning was over 90%. So it's going up almost logarithmically. And the demographics of those individuals that are being hospitalized are different than those that we saw early on in the pandemic.
And those breakthrough infections were expected. So how are the vaccines doing in these cases? Are they preventing serious illness, hospitalizations, or even death?
Yes, they're still preventing hospitalizations, and they're still preventing deaths, which is what they were designed to do. And I think we all sort of forget when these vaccines were presented under EUA, emergency use authorization. None of them was 100%. They were all in the high 90%. So, you know, you're going to have that percentage of individuals, those percentage of individuals who will have a breakthrough. But, you know, we're now studying, are those breakthrough individuals, are they immunocompromised? Were they on some some drugs that affected their immune system? So we're studying all of that. But still in all, they are preventing hospitalizations and deaths.
And this surge also prompted CDC officials to update their mask guidelines. Experts have said the changes are a step in the right direction. How do you feel about those recommendations?
Well, I think maybe it might have been a little too little, not too late, but you know, I've always said, I shouldn't say always, but when I saw this variant going up logarithmically, it seemed to me that we needed to sort of step back and address the putting your masks back on. And when they came out saying that not only should you put your mask on if you're unvaccinated, you need to put your mask on if you are vaccinated. We've stalled in this country in terms of vaccinations, and this is the pandemic of the unvaccinated. So now we're going to have to go back to the old days about a year ago and put our masks on. I was excited when I heard about that.
Dr. Banks, thank you so much for being with us tonight and offering your insight as we continue to make our way throughout this pandemic. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.